Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. WEC China's $168,000 tournament continues now. It's day number 2 of 3, and today we send everybody home, as I apparently don't have the stream muted. But coming up first, we have Evil Geniuses versus HGT here on BTS1. On BTS2, Mott as well as Brax of Navi US will be casting the other match that's happening simultaneously, LGD versus lgd.cdec. With that being said, game 1 of this best of 3 is underway. Loser is eliminated. EG could have a very short trip to China if they can't pull it together. The draft's underway. We'll hop into it now. And with that being said, I believe Winter is not picking up the phone yet, so hopefully we'll get him here soon. Hello? Winter? Winter? Hello? Winter?
Evil
Pick up.
turn to pick.
Use your words. Speak. All right, well, hopefully Winter will talk soon. But we get the draft underway now, and all the bands really standard here. First overall pick, Doom by HGT, and it's a Radiant Doom as well, so quite a bit safer to run him in the off lane, and doesn't need as much support as he otherwise would to get his early levels. And for EG, I am curious to see what direction they go. They're dire, and Winter always loves to talk about their Enigma. That's definitely a possibility for them. This is where heroes like TA are a little bit stronger as well. Shadow Shaman as a support. Well, that will be picked up for EG. No surprises. Fantastic for the Roche. We saw yesterday that Vici in particular used it to great effect to gank, to take towers early. And with that being said, I think we actually have Winter on the line. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, I'm good.
Did you get some sleep?
Yes, I did. It's my time zone, this tournament.
Good, good. We have a long day ahead of us. And last night we had some people involved with the broadcast falling asleep who shall remain nameless.
Anonymous.
But no, it was a long day, and hopefully we have an equally long and even better day number 2. So the draft, Winter, really standard picks all around. We see the Dire Shaman for EG, the Brewmaster pickup, probably something we'll see Fear play.
I want to ask you. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking they don't put Brew on the middle lane, right?
No, it was Fear the last time I saw them, and actually I have to say his Brew looked a little shaky. He had a few missed micros. There was a couple of times where he ended up not moving his Earth Panda away soon enough. It went down. This was in, I believe, in Starladder America. They actually managed to win the game, but for a while it looked a little bit shaky. So I imagine that was just some rust, as he did take a pretty long break by competitive standards from training regularly, and that we'll see him step it up as things move along. It could, in theory, be a universe Brew, but I am expecting it's probably going to be for Fear.
I don't really like if you do the Brew on offlane though. I think Brew needs farm. He's not very, I mean, he can be on the offlane, but he needs time to farm. So you want to give him like as soon as possible the blink and a good start, and he can do a lot for the team. So Brew on the offlane is only like maybe if you have a Lich to go a dual lane with him, so to make sure that he has a decent start, then it's okay. Like using Brew as a normal offlane doesn't make the hero do a lot in the early game. He's a hero that's very strong in the, like 10 minutes. First 10 minutes to 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that's where EG want to shine, is with the Shaman getting level 6, the Brew getting a blink. They'll be looking to take some early towers, secure an advantage, and I am curious to see what they go for this time around for like their carry and just their overall game plan. We saw yesterday the Jakiro Tuskar dual lane. That didn't really work out for them. They tried to run an Arteezy OD. That didn't work either, and they've gotten pretty far away from the Tinker, the Naga that we used to see a lot for Arteezy. Tinker still feels like a very strong hero, but EG don't seem to value him that highly.
This game I feel like they have Doom and Batrider. Tinker is not. It's not gonna be an easy game for Tinker. These two heroes can really hunt him down, and they are very specific and shutting down some hero like Tinker hiding in a tree. Batrider just catches those type of heroes. They're very good at shutting down one. If you are playing like some 4 protect 1 strategy, one person is very farm. And against a Doom and a Batrider, they are just going to just lasso and just tunnel vision you and just make sure you die. And your team without you, because you're usually the one with the only one with the most net worth, and the rest are not very rich. And having Doom and Batrider makes it easy for the enemy team to shut you down.
And actually, the Spectre ban, this does suggest a Tinker pick.
Yeah, it does. But that's the Batrider, so I'm not sure. Batrider and Doom is still very good.
And there's still a Storm out there as well if HGT want to run that. So those are probably the two best, the Bat and the Storm, for punishing a Tinker pick.
But they're on Dire side though. I've not seen them pick Tinker on Dire side. They always pick it on Radiant because of the the neutral camps where you can do 3 at once, and
Yeah,
it's
it's a
easier
better
to
jungle
stack.
for farming.
Yeah, it's easier to stack the ancients as well. So I'm not sure though. I don't think they'll pick it on the dire side. It's not necessarily as bad. It's not that necessarily bad, but it's not. You don't farm as quick on the Radiant side compared to the dire.
And an Alch for EG. So you were pushing for the Alchemist yesterday, and they didn't end up going for it. I think it was EG, right? They were the ones thinking, or where it would have looked good to draft it.
Yeah, I think it was EG.
What did they
And
go
they
for
were
again?
they were on dire as well. I mean, Alchemist
Yeah.
is good versus like Doom and Bear Rider if you have your ultimate on. Oh, this is a direct counter towards Alchemist.
Yeah, you don't get any regen and when you're
You
hit by
probably
this
want to,
blast.
yeah, you probably want to just downgrade your Alchemist to a support when you see this.
Yeah, as soon as you see that, you don't want to be giving him too much farm priority, I would imagine. And it's a pretty good support still. You can allow your team to take Roche early. He's very powerful at ganking with the medallion up, and we'll see if that's the direction they want to take. But good early roaming potential here for EG. A lot of burst damage already. Don't really have much late game, especially if that's a support out. They have a little bit, but we still don't know what Arteezy's going to be playing here. And I think they're still waiting on Universe's hero. But we'll see if that's the case soon enough.
There's still a Void though if they want to go for Universe Hero. And they have a lot of team fight control. With Void, support Alchemist throwing the concussion into the Chronosphere, and they need something from Fear that's range, possibly so that he can attack outside the Chronosphere.
Well, let's see. EG have they've not been favoring the Void much recently, Winter, to be totally honest with you.
Because like Void doesn't thrive in a situation where if you do an offlane Void and the enemy just pushes you very early, like most of the Chinese teams are doing, you're not very useful. And so Tide is actually much better.
And this is going to give the Doom a predicament. Who do you Doom? Brew or Tide? Those are both very important heroes to shut down in the team fight.
Yeah, definitely. You need to have a lot of Doom targets when you're up against the Doom. Possibly if you have a safe lane or middle lane Brewmaster and an offlane type, for example, then your priority maybe in the first 10 to 20 minutes would be dooming the Brew. Then maybe later in the game when the Tide becomes like stronger with a blink or refresher or something like that, then probably you shift your Doom target later on in the game into the Tide when the Brewmaster ultimate becomes weaker.
Yeah, that would be ideal, and it sounds good, but it is still a predicament for the Doom. Even if it's a little bit earlier in the game and it Brew's a bit scarier, you see the Tide and you know a team fight's coming, you just want to make sure you Doom one of them, and that's where maybe that Brew, having the backup in the Brew can punish you. So I like this from EG. They get some redundancy here. And we look at HGT's draft, and they are a little single target heavy. Doom and Bat, they don't really have much team fight control, whereas EG have plenty of that and plenty of single target lockdown. So I'm wondering what HGT looks to do here. And we saw them try to run, I think they tried to run a Spectre yesterday, and he ended up with like a 30-minute Radiance. I believe that was HGT. Or maybe that was lgd.cdec.
That was lgd.cdec, if I'm not mistaken. But they can go for like Sand King if they want some crowd control as a support. Then they can have some epicenter to be combo with the lasso. It's quite strong in the mid game where you just lasso someone and you pull the target in, and the epicenter is just going to be easy to land to whoever is coming in to support the target that's being lassoed. It's quite a decent combination.
Oh, this is sad times for the Shaman and potentially the Brew if he gets completely caught, but they get the clockwork, so it's a bit more team fight for them. And
solo mid bat or something?
I guess so. Unless they're running that 4-position Doom, but that seems very odd. I mean, we've seen Faith run a 4-position Bat before for IG back in the day, a few times. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's very greedy though, but even the old Bat is much stronger at jungling. The current Bat is you jungle very, very slowly. And it depends a lot on luck as well if you get lucky with the spawns and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets those lucky spawns or if you end up with too many golems and a more
I still think it's probably just gonna be some safe lane Doom. I've seen ZSMG do it quite often. And then it'll be like Clockwork off lane, Bat Rider in the middle lane. That's what I feel will be with lanes. I'm not sure with the last hero though. They might go for something like you mentioned, like Synergy as well with the Clockwork. Maybe some support which has a lot of area of effect, crowd control, or something like that. I think it's like Sand King would be really good to their team addition.
And HGT are expecting a core alchemist here. They actually ban out the Enigma for Zai, so maybe they're onto something, Winter.
Yeah, I mean you have Black Hole plus the Ravage and the Split. I mean, that alone is already very scary with the shaman wards on top of the tower. How are you supposed to defend that? Even if you go in and lasso and the tide and the enigma are just there getting ready to
10
whoever you
seconds
target on.
remaining.
Aha!
Wow,
They were wrong.
this is actually a really good. This is really good versus Bat Rider. Amber Spirit. So you're right. They're gonna be seriously greedy here.
Yeah, I guess this is a 4-position Bat or Doom. We'll
I
see.
think it's gonna be the Doom for sure because position 4 Bat is not very ideal. I think you just do off lane Bat and then just jungle Doom.
And it seems HGT were just not expecting this RTZ Naga. Still, there's a lot of lockdown for him, but it's just the backup that the Naga has that means you go in with Doom or Bat and try to lock the Naga down. You've really got to be worried about the counter initiation that comes from the Tide and the Brew. So I worry a bit for HGT here, not to mention that their laning stage looks, like you said, greedy and a little weak.
Actually, you're right. I remember Pre-Hall is the support player. So he's actually going. It means that he's the 4, so he's the jungler.
Yeah, as the
Doom is
SMJ has
the-
picked up boots, and it looks like,
Prepare
well,
for battle.
they've both picked up the same items here, just some early boots and regen, so if you were going to see the Doom jungle, you'd probably see that early stout shield.
Ah, so it's gonna be some safe lane Doom. Safe lane Doom jungle. Jungle Bat,
Jungle
I
Bat?
guess.
Yeah, I think it is jungle bat.
And then Clockwork off lane. Yeah, Ember solo mid.
Alright, well, we have a quick pause, and we may have a remake on the back of that, as our Alchemist is disconnected, and PPD has a bug, apparently. Doesn't look like there was going to be any level 1 Roshan shenanigans, so I don't
No,
think
they can't do it with 4 melee heroes. For sure. The Roshan will keep capping if he's already 3 melee.
Yeah, so we'll have the remake, and we'll just a little bit less time for the teams to ward as we hop into the next lobby, guys. Do apologize for the delay, but gotta have all the players in the game. So, Winter, whose draft do you like better? I'm much more comfortable with EGs. I feel like they
Yeah,
have
same.
better lanes, better team fight, and Doom and Bat just too much single target and too many heroes that they have to target if the game goes on.
Yeah, I like Aegis drop more as well. They have like Shaman wards and stuff like that to kill the Roshan, and then they can push fairly. I think their early game, let's say 10 minutes to 15 minutes when they push a tower before the Doom and Bat Rider gets too strong, they just put the wards down and it's so hard for them to come and fight against the Tide Hunter as well. It's like very, very strong at pushing your lanes, pushing your tower when everyone's ready, Shaman and Tide together. That's how I feel.
So, looking at the lanes for, well, actually it's hard to look at the lanes when you can't see the heroes, but so if EG win this match, Winter, and I guess they should be considered very heavy favorites to take it, they would move on to play Navi in the lower bracket semifinals, which it's a very odd Navi team that we saw yesterday. Incredibly good execution. They had moments of brilliance, but then just team decision making that was a little suspect. The decision to try and force the base race against the Tiny Wisp instead of backing, and then just some awkward team fights when they had a big advantage in the second game.
I mean, to be honest, they had no choice when when they were on the ramp, and I said yesterday, they couldn't back already because like the Bat Rider and Tide were just going to trade their lives away for cancelling TPs, and BKB TP doesn't work against Bat as well. So they were actually they were forced to trade. Otherwise, I don't know, man. I just don't feel they could have sent more than 3 heroes. I mean, at the minimum was only 2, because only Park and Mirana could have leaped or just drawn away to just find a spot to TP. The
Yeah,
rest of the
at that point when the Tiny was going for tier 4s, but there was that big window where they saw
Oh, no,
Tiny was
yeah.
pushing top, Shaman was there, and then
I mean when they were pushing, because they both entered the high ground hitting the tier 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
When they were doing that, they can't back already. What
Yeah.
I think if they wanted to back, they need to be backing when the Tiny was already coming. They had to back earlier. When they're already up on the high ground, they can't back already. The Bat Rider was just going to cancel their TP and the Tide as well.
And looks like my Dota crashed, so I might be the reason why this lobby doesn't load this time around.
Yeah, but EG has a lot of minus armor though. They've Gush, they have Acid Spray and Riptide. It's gonna be really, really good at dealing a lot of physical damage from the Brew, from the Naga illusions, right clicking, even from the Serpent Wards. It's gonna be very hard for them to fight into that combination.
Yeah, you're walking into just an absolute gauntlet of damage and crowd control.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like maybe this game, HGT, they want to have at least two Battle Furies from the Ember Spirit to deal with the Naga Siren Illusions. I'm not so sure what would be the best build for him, but the Ember needs to be very strong for dealing with the Naga Siren and dealing with whatever push early that EG is gonna bring to the table. It's like the first few push I don't expect HGT to be able to hold their tier 1s. Their heroes need a lot more farm and levels compared, like they just need to drop their ultimates, and HGT needs a lot more items. The bat with the dagger alone is not enough against this sort of lineup. It's either you blink Lasso 1, you're gonna be Song of the Siren, or you're just gonna be disabled by the rest of the heroes. You need the Force Staff, you need the BKB and everything to get a perfect initiation. That's the bat, and they are playing a support bat, so it's gonna take a while before he gets those items.
Yeah, and they've got to really worry about EG move around the map. Speaking of EG, they've done a bit of a role swap for this game. It looks like Zai's going to be playing the Brew, and Fear will be playing a support Shaman. So we'll talk about that more in a sec, but let's introduce the teams quickly. Universe on the Tide. Zai will be farming the Brew and rushing a bottle, I imagine. PPD are on the Alchemist for now. We've got Fear on the Shaman, and that puts our TZ actually into the side lane, not going mid like he so often does on the Radiant side, at least on the Naga. And then on the Radiant, we've got HGT Hyper Glory Team, Pretty Hall on the Jungle Bat, ZSMJ the Doom, S Doyu, or I believe Doyu's the streaming site, right? So just S on the Ancient Apparition. And Kaka will be handling the Ember Spirit. Last but not least, Icy on the clock. Nobody going to fight just yet, but EG do get it some good wards up and, well, at least have some control over this jungle early on.
I'm thinking why they are putting their lanes like this. I understand about the tri-lane, but they are choosing to put Naga on the safe lane against, they know the clock was going to go top. They prefer to have Brewmaster against Ember instead of Naga against Ember. And yeah, Naga against clock is pretty straightforward. You don't really have much trouble against that. It's not that easy for a clock to kill you because you have a lot of armor.
And battery assault won't be effective against the illusions either, so there's very little solo kill potential there.
Yeah, it's very rare that you can get solo kill unless you make a mistake. It's most likely at level 5 that's the highest chance of the clockwork killing you if he has 3-1-1. That's the only point of time where you are in maybe there's a slight chance of danger that the Naga will die solo, but Fear is there at top, so it's going to be a dual lane against the clock.
Alright, well, Zai on a core roll. I mean, you could argue he usually is anyway on the Enigma, but a traditional core roll anyway. Going mid is the Brew, so matchup against Ember early on. And both heroes generally do pretty well against other melees, so we'll be interested to see as the edge, but with Brew's really good auto attack damage, I think Kaka's going to have trouble early on from those crits, those Drunken Brawler crits.
He took his passive Drunken Brawler, and after the Ember sees that, he immediately uses his Flame Guard because you cannot take it away, and the first wave of creep is, you can't stop the Ember from farming because you take a lot of damage from the Flame Guard. I'm not sure though. Usually against Ember at level 1, you should always take your active spell if you can, because you need to use it to break the level 1 Ember shield, the Flame Guard. Does a lot of damage even at level 1, but it's easy to break it off.
Yeah, it only takes 50 magic damage to remove it, and the Panda would do 75 with the level 1 clap, so would be able to instantly clear it. But he's got it now, so it's only one wave of advantage, I guess you would say, for the Ember.
Yeah, but he gives the Ember, like, sometimes if the enemy opponent is going
hold that thought, top lane. Icy's been caught out by the Alchemist stun. He got in way too far, and EG will collect an early first blood. While bottom lane Universe, they want to threaten him, but just don't have the lockdown to kill this Tide. In fact, Universe is going in.
They have only one support. the Bat Rider is like their jungler.
And he can't farm. His camp's sentried off for now, and he hasn't been stacking this camp either. He's not off to a great start here.
Oh, this is really weird though. Usually you just want to do the camps on the left.
Yeah, he's
stacking the big camp.
He did manage to get his level 3, but it's now going to be harder for him to jungle, and he doesn't have golems yet, which is good news for him.
I think he just wants to try and help as much as possible. Try and kill the Tide. That's why he's not going to the left at all. He's just trying to stay on the right side to jungle, so in case of anything happening on his safe lane, then he can just run over as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the awkward part is, if you want to help your team, you'd rather not be Bat Rider at this stage of the game.
That's why I feel it's weird. You just want to farm. It's basically, the Bat is just like an Enigma. You just want to keep AFK farm until you... Did they actually give the Bat the lane at the start? Quite surprised he's so high level, and the Doom was jungling for the first wave. maybe that happened. I'm not sure. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I wasn't actually watching. I was just checking out the matchup in the mid lane and then looking at top for the first blood. But they are diving Universe bottom lane. Unfortunately, it's a melee here on the Doom, so can't really take advantage of that chilling
like
touch.
Doom's safe lane is like the off lane is like, okay, you have a hero that's almost useless. I can just do whatever I want, run up and get experience, and you're not gonna kill me.
Yeah, he really can't zone someone out of the lane, and in fact, often will get bullied if he doesn't have help. But he'll get slightly earlier farm, and maybe this is where the Doom just... they look to ZSMJ to get a quick Blink Dagger and start making plays faster than you normally would.
Yeah, I feel maybe he's just not gonna go for the Midas this game. He's just gonna be looking to be as active as possible. Even pick up an Orb of Venom, like, so he's less useless in the lane against the Tide. At least when he tries to hit, he can slow the Tide with the A, and together they have enough damage to kill the Tide and catch him off.
Kaka hoping for a rune top and about to scout this Dire Courier coming towards mid, delivering the bruise boots. Unfortunately, it's an illusion rune bottom, which Pretty Hall will take, but they'd much rather have that for the Ember Spirit mid.
They're gonna try and go on bottom right?
Oh no, they're going on top now. Icy got caught out. Pulled in by a net.
Lane as well. They're going in. Huh. They're gonna chase him down, maybe? Oh, he almost... Oh, he didn't have mana for one more spell. Otherwise, I think they could have chased that.
Yeah, that's really not a strong killing combo, though. Running the Doom Ancient Apparition.
Orb of Venom, if the Ancient Apparition actually skilled the Ice Water Spray, probably they have much higher chance to kill. The Scorchers will deal more damage and the Chilling Touch will deal more damage. I'm not sure about scaling his Cold Feet though at level 2. I think the Vortex actually gives them more in that situation.
I know that's Puppy's preferred build. He actually doesn't even take Cold Feet, or if he does, he only gets a single point in it.
I think Cold Feet is a very shitty spell. You don't have anyone to set up something for you, especially with the Doom.
And even if you do, I still feel like in a lot of cases that the others are still better. Certainly the Chilling Touch in most games.
It's very rare that the Cold Feet will be better than the Vortex. I think Vortex after all the buffs the spell receive, I think Vortex is a very good spell. The range and the slow and the stickiness of the spell, I think it's very good.
And it's just it's a much safer build, because if you don't get those early kills, you still can offer a lot to your team in fights. Dropping a nice Vortex, then there's some sort of AoE nuke follow-up.
Yeah,
or even single target.
Especially with the Batrider Firefly and the Doom as well. Everything will get amplified.
They're going to make a rotation now, bringing the Alchemist towards mid. They've got a Brewmaster split, and it looks like EG want to set Zai up for success here. Ember, has he dropped a Remnant? Yeah, he's got one at the tower.
It's not an easy kill at all.
And Zai's actually, or PPD's not, I see a support, I'm just thinking Zai, but yeah, PPD's not thinking for that. He's got a smoke ready. He could use it potentially, but they're rotating him more towards mid. They're bringing in Fear as well. That Remnant is still up, and he'll just zip out.
He's gonna find an Invis rune at bottom. The A, I think he's gonna pass it to the Ember, so yeah, he's gonna get his bottle refilled up. That's gonna be very helpful for his laning phase since he took so much harass. But overall, I think even though they have a jungling hero, I mean, it doesn't feel like they're still... EG is still too worried because it's not someone like Enigma that jungles really fast. Batrider's just decent.
He is on a good timing for his Blink Dagger though, 6.5 minutes in.
Yeah, he didn't even get any basic items, he's just getting the Blink.
Yeah, no early Tranquil Boots for Pretty Hall, or a bottle, just straight into the Blink.
How is he sustaining himself actually? I didn't actually see. Usually you take a lot of damage trying to jungle with Bat early on, but the smoke is going to come from EG.
Oh, he's in good position to reveal this, and he's got Firefly. But they are able to get initial stun off, and now they can clap him. They might steal this neutral stack too. Pretty Hall's got to head to the north, but PPD's there to greet him. Can he deny himself to neutrals? Gets a boulder toss. The creeps are also wailing, but won't actually find the opening. Kaka comes in. He didn't pop his Flame Guard before going invis, so won't have a kill opportunity here, it looks like. Maybe tries to jump the brew after the split ends. He will he? He's thinking about it. Yeah, out comes the Flame Guard. Then he pulls him in with the Searing Chains, holding Zai in position. He's got the triple Remnant available. He wants to bring him into kill range before he does it, but meanwhile, he gets stunned. Fear finds a kill top on the Clockwork. The Doom comes out, but the Ember may go down for this. No, actually, the backups arrive. ZSMJ dooms him, and then gets up a right click. Kaka will end up surviving. They get the double, but they lost their Clockwork again in the off lane. So call it an even trade, I suppose, overall.
Oh, the Clockwork actually died 3 times already. It's a lot. You shouldn't be dying so much as a Clockwork. It's easy for you to pull the wave back with the power cogs, and I mean, you should be always farming in a safe range. Not sure that.
The one thing that's interesting this game, Winter, is Arteezy has gone for 2 points in Ensnare early, and when we see him go mid, he normally skips this.
Just to kill the clockwork.
Yeah.
The laning.
He's getting the kills, but it does slow down his economy a bit if he wants to farm the jungle quickly, and
yeah,
it's a trade-off to slow him down.
You want to max your illusions and Riptide as soon as possible so you can jungle really quick. But I guess if he got the few kills because of the ensnare, then it's worth it. Gives you a lot of experience. You got 3 kills, that's a lot of experience.
Well, HGT are about to get the Blink Dagger soon on the Bat Rider, and he's about to hit level 7 as well. Kaka going in with the Searing Chain Sleight of Fist. Can't really kill off Zai, but just wants to harass him a bit. And we are about to see HGT get level 6 on or more on all of their core heroes. And Ancient Apparition a bit underleveled as I believe my Dota just cracked again. Actually,
are you okay?
my Dota's not okay, but
Yeah, they're gonna go on the clockwork top again. Drop the wards and then stand for that, and it's probably gonna it's gonna die one more time. Barrier comes top for lasso on RTZ, dragging him to the high ground. He's stuck there. RTZ is probably gonna die from this. Is there any more backup? The Ember Spirit's coming on, but RTZ pops his song. He looks like he's still gonna die though. He doesn't have a TP scroll. They can still chase him. Yeah, I think he should be still dead. They're gonna chase him for a while though. I think he's still gonna die though in the end. But he's gonna spend all his gold. Only has 200 gold left, so it's not gonna lose too much.
well, we're watching on the Chinese stream here while the fight happens.
They're gonna waste a lot of time from the Ember and the Bat Rider to chase him down, but I guess it's worth it to kill the Naga, just that the Naga didn't lose any gold since she spent everything. But they already used their wards though, so I guess they can actually take that trade well. EG is not gonna be able to take any towers for the moment after using their ward.
Yeah, considering that Arteezy didn't max Riptide or Illusions right away, I feel like that's a bigger kill than normal because he's already going to be a bit slower in his farm, and that will really slow him down with the death.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't lose any gold though, that's the more important thing. So I feel it's okay for him since he didn't lose any gold. And they still got the kill and they were chasing them for so long. He revealed the Blink Dagger on the Bat Riders. I think it's okay for him, it's not too bad.
Alright, well, in good news, I am back in the game. Hopefully Dota 2 cooperates and doesn't crash again. As HGT make a move with that Bat Rider Blink, wanting to jump, but Universe and PPD very far back.
5 seconds before his lasso comes off cooldown though. I think they actually saw the rotation.
Yeah, they had this Observer Ward.
Yeah, did they walk past you?
They came through the river, so I don't think they walked right past it, but someone might have walked down into there before I reconnected.
The ward is gonna spot the Bat Rider here, really low on HP though. He wants to stack a camp, I guess, before he does everything. His Fireflies and cooldown for another 8 seconds. I think he should stack one camp and just do it, then go back to base. He's in no condition to fight.
He's actually going.
Yeah, he still wants to go. He's probably gonna die if he tries to get the kill.
Yeah.
He might die if there's support.
Maybe they get a trade, though, at the very least. They will doom the Tidehunter, and if they want to drop a lasso, they can, but they're trying to reserve it. They'll get the kill without needing to use it. And pretty hot. Oh, long-range stun, nearly finishing him off very low, but meched up by ZSMJ. Kept alive on the mid lane. Zai will clean up Kaka. So they lose their Ember Spirit as the trade. And it did not cost them a Brewmaster split, just Fear's rotation. He's got wards up. Say goodbye to your tier 1 mid.
Just the Hex and the Shackles, enough for them to take down the Brew. Probably already used his Flame Guard to farm or something. That's why they got the kill very easily.
Nice tower deny, though, in the top lane. Up against the Naga and her illusions. Still manages to find it. They hex the SMJ. They've got Clap and Split. I think they're going to go for this one. They will. Firefly's been used, and actually it's Pretty Haw who will take the bullet. Mech, not available. Then Clock comes hooking in. They still have a Ravage ready, and EG are fighting with their full complement of ults. In comes the Ember, straight on top of the enemy squad. He does tank all the nuke damage. Doesn't really take any. Now tries to chase Universe. Eats an Anchor Smash, but still keeps on pursuing him.
He should be able to.
Can he finish this? He's got a Searing Chains in 5. PPD's going to stun him, though. He's forced back, and the tower goes to the Brew. So EG,
he can chase.
they take 2.
A lot of stick charges. He can chase him down, maybe.
He's got the phase, but oh, he whiffs on the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains just out of range. And that will end the aggression. And Arteezy is getting a little space top to farm now.
He has 2k gold already. I mean, it doesn't really slow him by that much though, I feel. He usually has this much farm as well, like 12-13 minutes. I don't think it actually slows him that much because like Riptide, if you look at the scaling of the Riptide, it's fairly bad though. Every level you get an extra 40 damage.
That is yet another tower deny for HGT. It's still gold for EG though.
They denied 2 towers, so that's like 2k gold gone down the drain.
Yeah, counting the last hit if a hero gets it, it's close to that.
Universe has his blink in 50 gold. I think he wants to
both
go for that.
both teams really are. They're online, but EG is much more so. Up by 6k gold, 4k experience, and all their blink initiations ready to go. Whereas you look at HGT, they've really just got the Doom mech and the Bat blink, and that's about it as far as big items.
Yeah, they have all the stuff they need right now already. Even the Shaman has a blink. He just purchased his blink. They have 2 blinks. I think Universe is gonna get a blink. Yeah, he's gonna get a blink. They're just ready to maybe take a rush, take another objective as soon as they want to. Fear already has his wards up.
Yeah, he's 3-0-4. Fear has had a fantastic start, preying on the Clockwork top lane and then using the wards to take the tower mid. And with the acid spray here and the Shaman wards just pounding away on Roshan, it will not last long. Arteezy's looking forward to an Aegis, and with the Roche kill, they'll be close, but they're a little bit nervous about going in fully and committing to this. As Pretty Hall and S for HGT are hanging out near the pit, and oh, come on, Dota. You're really killing me here.
But you just crashed again?
Yeah, I don't know why it's crashing all of a sudden.
Oh, RTZ is forced to use the sleep. They want to use the sleep, complete the Roshan, take the Aegis, and just bail. Are they going to try and bail? They're going to try and fight here with the primal split. Tide's Ravage is 10 seconds off cooldown. Clockwork hooks in, but he's going to die though. Ravage is going to come off cooldown in 5 seconds. Kaka comes back into the fight. Doom hasn't dropped his ultimate yet. He's still looking for a target here. He might want to Doom Universe before he drops his Ravage. No, he dooms RTZ. Ravage being used there. They're not going to be able to chase down RTZ here. Okay, looks like they're going to lose 3. They're going to lose the... Kaka's going to have no remnants. 3 seconds before he gets to remnant out. He looks to be going to be fine. ZSMJ, however, is not going to be so lucky. He's going to go down. So it's actually a 4-for-1 trade. They didn't even get the Aegis. It's really, really bad for them. Are you fine, friend?
I've rebooted Steam and Dota. We'll see if that fixes anything. Do apologize, guys. I really don't know why it's crashing this much. But
yeah, I crashed once as well just now. Since the update today, I crashed once before this. Not sure though. Might be the upgrade problem. Sometimes the patches causes crashes.
Unfortunate that it keeps on happening only in the team fights and not when there's nothing going on. But I guess at least we have the Chinese stream so people can get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, Fear wants to go for something already. He's waiting at bottom lane. IC just teleported down to his lane, and Fear is just waiting there with his blink. His wards is off cooldown. They want to just take another objective. He's gonna place the wards to try and take the tier 1 at bottom. He's gonna get it. The Clockwork just bails, knowing that none of his team is near. They're just gonna continue to farm though. They're just so far behind right now from all the team fight loss against EG. EG is gonna still smoke and look for another aggression after taking the tier 1.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kaka tries to push in the middle lane, and although he clears out the wave, he just doesn't really have much tower killing potential, and that's actually kind of the issue for HGT in general. Lots of gank, really no push.
The push is when Ember has his, Battle Fury, I guess.
Yeah, but by the time he's got a Battle Fury, EG could, in theory, have dropped wards on every single tower in the map.
I mean, your home is basically gone, or the game is already ended.
Oh, Zai will be lassoed. Can they pull him up onto the high ground? No,
yes,
they can't. They're committing a lot onto this Brewmaster with the Aegis, and then Icy will hook in, then chases out Universe, pulls him in with the Cogs. The Ember's going to join this one, perhaps Sleight of Fisting through. They'll get the Universe kill. And, well, Dota almost crashed again. It gives us a brief respite at least. But now the Brewmaster split. Finish off Pretty Hull with the Boulder Toss, then turning around and cycloning up the Ember. Can dispel this as soon as the Boulder Toss is ready. Brings Kaka down, and then with the high ground vision, it looks like they're still able to stun him. Another Boulder Toss, and a Hex potentially. No, Fear. He gets doomed. He's out of this fight for now, which means Kaka can jump forward for him. Maybe even kill off Zai as well. This could actually go quite well. Searing Chain Sleight of Fist once again failing to connect, but still gets the kill on Fear. The Brewmaster Aegis ends. They might be able to kill him a second time. Another Alk stun. But is their follow-up? Flame Guard's ready. They can go in. Searing Chains. Everything holding Zai in position. And now, looks like he will go down. The Sleight of Fist bouncing to the creeps, but brings Kaka back just in time. They get rid of the Aegis, and they kill the Shadow Shaman as well.
They lost, they lost 3 heroes.
Yeah, Tide, Shaman, Brew, and the Aegis.
Just for a Clockwork.
That did not look good for them, but they just didn't finish the Ember off. As soon as the Cyclone got dispelled, he was able to get all the way up to the high ground, and EG had to chase too far. Couldn't burst him down.
Yeah, he was able to get his Flame Guard off again. That was a lot of damage, so if you have no ultimate as a Brew, you're not gonna escape from that. You're just gonna die when you have the Aegis. But good news is RTZ has his Sacred Relic up soon.
Yeah, and for HGT, they've got, as we mentioned, a lot of ways to kind of control the Naga, but Dota's giving me heart attacks, man. Just these little micro freezes, and it feels like every time
Yeah, I had
the
them
game's
a
gonna
lot
crash.
just now, after that patch. I'm not sure why.
I'm guessing something must have been screwed up in the patch, because this was not happening before.
Yeah, I was fine before. He actually has his radiance already. I didn't.
Uh-oh, pretty hot. Ah, jeez. The double blinks and just an instant assassination from EG. Clap into a Hex and down will go.
Yeah, the Naga's radiance is up at 18 minutes with the drums and Aquila. It's very, very farmed, even with one death.
Yeah, and this was also, with those early points in Ensnare, he did get a couple of kills though, so it somewhat paid off, and EG have just gotten so much else from objectives. Tower gold, Roshan gold, and hero kill gold.
The Ember needs to have his Battle Fury before he can actually deal with the Naga. The Naga is very powerful now with the Radiance so early, without Battle Fury. Huh, this fight, they're still trying to defend though. Clockwork's here positioning himself for a hookshot. But with all the ultimates up on the Brew and the Tide, I'm not sure if they can actually win the fight here.
Okay, well. We'll cast off of the Chinese stream for now. This might just be a lost cause, guys. Not really sure. But yeah, the wards get dropped, and the Panda's in the front line, so they'll start chipping away at the tower. Not fully committing to this one yet. Clockwork rotating through and looking for an opportunity to hookshot into the fray. Will he go? No, not going to in the end. Ember will just clean up these wards. That's a lot of gold to give to him, and if Kaka's going to get his Battle Fury up in a respectable time, that will be an important component to doing so. As we see EG retreat out of this Radiant jungle.
But by doing this, EG is giving a lot of space to Naga. So even if they didn't get the tier 2, it's fine for them. They're still getting way more than HGT on the map. Naga is farming way more efficiently. Even though with the Midas Doom, he's not keeping up with the Naga. Naga is like 1,000 gold net worth ahead of the Doom at the moment. But considering all the towers though, that's the reason why he's not keeping up.
Yeah, now EG will back off, just farming their own woods for the time being, letting RTZ work towards his next item after the Radiance. The lanes are beginning to push against them a lot. HGT really lacking here in terms of their counter push. They've got Ancient Apparition, they've got decent wave clear, but they don't really have heroes to threaten towers, and they have yet to take one. As we now hit the 20-minute mark, still 6 towers, outer towers left standing for EG.
Their deep push is really bad, like you mentioned, and it's just the state of the draft that makes the team stuck in this position. They just have to wait until they have like at least the Battle Fury on the Ember. That's the only way they can push waves quickly. Now it's quite slow. They can only use Firefly and Bat Rider with Flame Break. His Flame Break is level 1, so it's not gonna push very fast. It's just Firefly plus the Flame Guard that can push the waves really quickly. And EG has just way more spells to push the lanes with the Brew, with the Shaman. Even the Alchemist as well pushes wave very quickly. Basically everyone on EG can push the wave or farm the jungle very efficiently.
Well, for now, EG have fully taken over the jungle.
I see you in the game.
Yeah, well, I'm not holding my breath for this to last very long, but we'll enjoy it while we can. HGT smoked up and making the move to defend this tier 2, but it's nearly dead already, and Kaka will be the first one caught up. The Ember Spear tanking some damage as the Ravage comes forth from Universe. ZSMJ, who's he going to doom? He BKBs, but he can't find a target yet. He's thinking about it. He finally dooms Arteezy, but the tower's already fallen. The Shaman wards still stand here and force HGT off of it, and in the end, they lose their Clockwork. They get the Shaman, but they also lose the tower, and they may lose Pretty Hall as well. Trapped behind the trees, has nowhere to run. This Bat Rider's going back to the well, and EG... they're just taking too many objectives at this point. Only one outer tower still remains at this point.
That's a very heavy loss for them. They have to use the Doom and they still lost the tower in the end. And RTZ is just gonna have another. He's already has Yasha and BOTs. I mean, Naga at 22 minutes with this sort of farm build. I mean, it's so hard to deal with. Even though they have the hero to deal with it, like Ember does very well with illusions, but it's getting out of control. The Naga is just getting way too much ahead of all the other heroes on HGT.
Yeah, and it's just they can't really deep push. They don't kill towers quickly. Their team fight it's actually decent because of all the really good single target lockdown.
Team fight is actually quite good if they have like, if you think about it, if they have BKB on the bat and they have BKB on the Doom, they can actually win the team fight quite convincingly. Ember doesn't care too much because he just slides from far away, so he doesn't really need the BKB that badly yet. He just needs more damage at the moment. And let's say the Clockwork hooks in and they just jump in and kill somebody with the Ice Blast. They actually have a very good shot at winning the team fight if they take someone out immediately.
Yeah, that's if they do, then the question is like, what's next? And
Yeah.
that's where I just worry about their lack of push.
It's always like EG has always the other option. You just don't fight. You push lanes far quicker than you, and you have a chance to beat us in a team fight with your Doom and Lasso combination. So why should we fight? They can always just slowly get more farm over the map. Just look at the position of EG. Everyone is farming somewhere around the map. They're taking the enemy jungle, they're taking the ancients, they're pushing all the lanes with the illusions, and just HGT are able to farm in a very small area around the map. Just even their own jungle is not safe. They can only farm near their towers.
No, HGT once again, when they leave that base with more than the Ember, they have to smoke to do it, and they're going into the EG Roshan attempt. Ancient Apparitional comes through, will connect on Universe at the very least. 3 other heroes affected by the Ice Blast, and now they look for the Panda, but they can't stop him from splitting. He got it off just in time. ZSMJ is going to BKB, and now they're going to lose the Bat Rider, it seems. Caught out by the Panda Clap, just able to force staff away. Retreats over to the high ground while the rest of the team is also on the run. The Fire Panda slapping S down, but not getting a crit just yet. Will they find a win, Panda? Actually, in the end, the Panda Ultimate doesn't quite get anything accomplished except stalling tactics, which is enough time for Arteezy to claim the Aegis. So in the end, well worth it. Though, EG getting very aggressive here despite not having the split, feeling like with the Aegis and the Ravage, they can still win this fight. If HGT try to fight. Kaka, no more remnants. They might actually catch him.
They need to build. They need to build.
Oh, they might catch Kaka anyway. They've got a Blink Ravage available if they want to do it, and they will. Universe connects. That's on 3. Pretty Hawk caught out the Ember as well. Icy also isolated in the cogs, now trying to run to the north. They're just being driven all the way back to the base. HGT, they're in danger of losing their first lane of Rex here.
They're lucky the wards are not off cooldown yet. 35 seconds. As soon as they have it, the Ember's out.
And this is where the Ancient Apparition pick really falls off. If you lose this many towers and you don't have an Ags, you don't have your level 2 ult, everyone on EG, you look at their HP pools, 2,000 on the Panda, 1,500 on the Naga, and that's before the Manta or the Heart comes out. Tied, of course, with the mech, and so if he lives through it, can just heal himself up, and the Kraken Shell as well. He's sitting at 1,400. PPD with 1,100 HP. Even Fear with the Aghanims has a lot more, though. He dropped it for a moment to heal himself up as much as possible. And they just got the H Apparition in the well with the Naga illusion.
Yeah, with the illusion. That's just how bad their situation is. Man, you can't really expect much from the AA though. He's playing 1 Protect 4, not 4 Protect 1. He's the lonesome support. He can't really get any items. It's just very hard for him even to get levels. Everyone just takes up space and they are so constricted considering their situation, and as a support you just have to give everything to everyone else.
I'm kind of at a loss here for HGT. It seems like at this point it's just gonna turtle and farm the Ember for ultra late game. Like,
yeah, I'm thinking like the way they initiate the fight, they have to go on the Naga. If they lasso someone else for, let's say, the Tide, Naga just songs and they just back off, or they doom someone, the Tide or the Brook, and they just song and just back off and just wait for the duration to be over and they just fight again after, and you still lose the fight.
Here comes Zai top lane. He's trying to go in against very close to the Radiant base without any backup, and he'll just kill off Icy solo nearly, but not quite. And then Cyclones the Doom and tries to pursue Icy. It might have been a bridge too far here for Zai. In fact, it looks like it was. And now he'll be forced to retreat. But as long as he doesn't go down here, doesn't really matter. Just creating time for Arteezy to farm the enemy jungle, push out the lanes, and the rest of his team.
I'm not sure if there was a bug as well. The slide of face plus the chains actually hit the Panda Earth Spirit.
The Earth Spirit? Yeah, it's not supposed to, I don't think.
It's not supposed to hit the Earth Spirit. The other two, the wind one, it's okay. It's supposed to hit, but not the Earth.
Yeah, he's magic immune.
Yeah, he's magic immune, exactly. I don't know why.
That's kind of odd. I guess it's not that common of a mechanic, or of an issue. And yeah, you see EG up 20k gold. This is kind of that window where you can look to end the game.
Yeah, they can just do whatever they want now. They can, if they want to farm, they can just still continue to farm until they have, another item on Arteezy. He already has something else. on the second level and diffusal. It's gonna be really good against. If he finds the A is just gonna die to the illusions very quickly. Or even he can mana burn the Ember. All these heroes rely a lot on their mana.
Yeah, and the Purge will also make it harder for him to retreat with the Fire Remnant. So if they're not already placed, he's gonna have a hard time getting out of the fight.
He has to place it at all beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. If he doesn't do that, he's in trouble. And the thing is, like, you can have one placed and just ready to go, but you know, if you get into the fight as Ember, at some point you're gonna need to Remnant out to retreat, and that's where the Diffusal Blade can really hurt you.
They're gonna go around with the bat.
They're looking to go in. And once again, Arteezy's killing heroes off. I believe, again, the Enchant Person with his illusion. Yeah. Now the Panda Split pop. ZSMJ will jump directly into Fear. They're just ignoring Arteezy in this fight with the Aegis. Not really the best target, I suppose. So Icy will find Fear. Looks like he'll be denied by the Doom. Arteezy getting yet another kill with the Riptide and chasing ZSMJ, looking for more. He's collected a triple kill. The 1 in the well and the 2 in the fight. And the Ravage is there to end it. AG celebrate. They take game 1 with these. And yeah, actually he was off trying to D-ward when that happened, but yeah, we'll go down in the end.
Yeah, that level 2 Diffusal plus Radiance, and the illusions walk way faster than a support A. There's no way you're gonna outrun that unless you kill the illusion. Too bad for him. Just sucks for A against a Naga like this.
Well, Winter, that's gonna wrap up game 1. It was a pretty clinical display from EG, but HGT will have their chance at turning this one around. It is a best of 3. The loser will be eliminated. So if EG want to keep their run alive in China in WEC, then they'll have to win a game number 2. I'm LD, he's Winter. You're watching Beyond the Summit. We'll be right back. That's